So everyone is shooting editorial photos. So what does it mean? What is editorial photos and why are people doing it? Guys, I'm Ryan, founder here at Feather and Finch Photography. This one has been on my mind so much lately, and you're probably maybe aware of what editorial photos are, or you might not be aware, but you've seen them 1,000 times done over because it's the current trend, I believe, right now happening in the wedding industry. I want to talk about things like trends, why we get conditioned to making things, storytelling, use of light, all that jazz. So if you're a photographer, stay tuned for that. I have wrote some notes down on the computer, so if I reference off there, it is just so I stop blabbering and going through, a million tangents. But I think the thing is, if we go back in time, right, before social media and stuff like that, the way we'd consume media would generally be, watching movies. We'd go to a movie and we'd watch a movie. And what you find is that the incredible photographers that were photographing during the periods where the movies were made, there is a direct correlation between the way they would tell stories, the use of light that they would use from the movies or art that they were consuming. A great friend of mine, Simon Moore, from Bailey and Moore in New Zealand, always says, what is your creative diet? What you consume is what you put out. And so we got to think about this these days, especially with social media. I know the other day I looked up the average American teenager spending 4.8 hours a day on social media alone. Now, I'm not one to not scroll on social media 100%, but it worked out to be something like 13 years of their life until the age of 50, if they were to keep that up, would be spent scrolling on social media. Now, it's not to say that's bad at all, that's their choice. But what and why this is really important is because what we consume is what we create. And so if we're looking at editorial photos, which is the current trend thanks to Vogue and all these high-end magazines, celebrity weddings, and it's beautiful, direct flash, camera tilt, you got simplicity in images, minimalism, all of that. When we're consuming that and we're scrolling on social media, our subconscious mind is taking a lot of that information in, and we start looking at our work and we start thinking, oh man, I'm not keeping up with the style. Oh man, everyone else is doing this thing. I should be doing this thing. I need to start tilting. And then we start creating like that, even if we're not consciously thinking about changing our style. It's because we are consuming what's out there right now in a mass amount. So what I want to talk about on this is obviously what editorial, how we become inspired by these tilted frames, these muted tones. And they're not bad, they're beautiful. It's a skill, it's a technique. But I think if you're mimicking what's hot, what about when it changes? Are you one to just, because this thing's happening, I'm going to chase this thing, and this thing's happening, I'm going to chase this thing, and I don't really know where my work points? If you've gone just, in the last 6 months and jumped straight into editorial and ripped all your stuff off online and changed your approach, what happens when the celebrities start changing, the celebrity photographers start showcasing different things? Styled shoots, they have a massive part to play in this. I'm not against styled shoots at all, don't get me wrong. But the thing that I am against is that the depth of photography, I believe personally in weddings, is that we get to document a moment in life. We get to create images that may be preserved for generations to come. And it's not to say not to make your images look great and beautiful, but really, for social media, tilting a camera, putting a flash in someone's face, making them look muted and lifeless. Okay, cool, that's a great, really creative portrait. And there are some photographers, holy shit, that absolutely nail it. And when I see that, I'm like, that is editorial work. And everything else is kind of just trying to be editorial work. But the bulk of your work, I believe, should be pointing to a story. The bulk of your work should be pointing to what's important for that couple. The bulk of your work should be really emphasized on storytelling. And if you need to tilt your lens and put a flash in someone's face to do that, that's okay. But that's just a skill to kind of make the photo look trendy, right? So the thing is, think about what you're consuming. Like I said, Cy Moore, Bailey Moore, incredible mentor, human, photographer, artist. He's very, very conscious of what he consumes. And if you're looking at the top 5 people in your friends groups and they're creating editorial work, you're going to start creating it. As simple as that. So maybe go back. Maybe find some incredible cinematographers who create amazing stories. Another great friend of mine, did this thing once where we had I think it was 5 minutes or 2 minutes to create 5 photos of a couple and create a whole story, or 3 photos, 5 photos, something like this. And you know, Ollie Sanson, just for you guys if you want to know, it was so amazing to be conscious of just creating 5 photographs that should tell a story, because really that's all that's necessary. Trends surface and stuff like that, but the thing is, what we need to know as photographers is a couple story. We need to understand light, what's important, we need to have empathy, and we need to know why we're doing what we're doing. Because if we're only doing what we're doing to stay trendy, you're probably in the wrong industry. Maybe go into fashion where it's not really that, I don't know, it's more, excuse the plane, it's more tangible. You know, no one really gives a shit what jumper you're wearing. So go out and do fashion or something. I shouldn't say that because I shouldn't rip off fashion, but yeah, I feel like we have this incredible opportunity as photographers, and jumping around trends and trying to chase the cookie in front of you. It's not sustainable. It's, you know, where's your uniqueness? Where's your personality? Where's the thing that people only can find when they see your work? You know, people that are doing style shoots now and making it all trendy, you know, for the trends, that's cool, that's cool. But yeah, like think about like the depth of the images that you're creating, you know, and maybe that's not important to you. So if it's not, maybe tell couples when they come to your website, it's not fucking important to me. What's important is creating a photo that looks like a magazine, and that's cool. Like go hard and go nuts, but be honest, be 100% honest. Don't say that you love storytelling, you love candid moments, you preserve memories, all of that keywords to make a sale, but your work isn't directed towards that. So I hope you like this little YouTube video. I just had to get that totally off my mind. If you got any questions, comments, hit us up below. Feel free to subscribe if you enjoy it. If not, no stress. There's a million other photographers out there, and have a blessed day, everyone.